Okay, so to reassemble the cylinder head and the head gasket, okay, we've got to put the head gasket on the cylinder head, and you'll notice that it only goes on one way. So you've got to get that lined up first. Okay, if it is still on your engine, okay, you can just leave it stuck there. But once the holes line up, make this easy on yourself. Don't put the head gasket, or don't try to put the head gasket on the cylinder and then try to put the cylinder head on and then try to get bolts through it. What I like to do is I just like to take 2 bolts and use those, oops, forget about gravity, use those to line up the head gasket and the cylinder head. Okay, now when I put my cylinder head on, I know that my head gasket's in the right spot. Okay, so if I just do these 2, turn it around this way in order to do this, make sure I put it on the right way. And all I've really got to do is get a couple of threads in. I'm not going to tighten these down. Okay. And now I know that my head gasket's in the right spot. Okay. Alright, so I'm just using those to hold this in place. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put my other 6 head bolts in. And this I can do in any order because I'm not tightening anything down yet. Okay. I'm just going to get those started. Once I get them all going, I can basically use 2 hands . Interesting. I am 1 short. You will have 1 more than I do. I never noticed this one was missing 1. That's why it's a scrap engine. If yours doesn't have all the cylinder head bolts, let me know, we'll get you another one. Okay? It shouldn't have ran last time if it didn't have all of them. Okay? So clearly mine is deficient, and that's why I'm using it for demos. Okay. So, again, I like to use the extension to at least get these things all the way down. Not tight, okay, just all the way down. And then there's a pretty important step coming up right after I do this. Okay. Okay, so if you remember from yesterday, I gave you the example of changing the tire on a car, how you don't want to walk around, go around in a circle when you're tightening these things, okay? More specifically, we have to follow a specific pattern straight out of our service manual, okay? So to find that, what I did is I went to the beginning of the service manual, and I found compression. Okay, so according to this, compression is in section 6. So I switched to section 6 in the book, and then I looked for remove cylinder head and shield. Okay, the remove cylinder head and shield. What you're looking for is, you see this diagram up top? Okay, what you want to do is you look for the pattern that looks like our engine. Okay. You can also read down in the cylinder head assembly and torque procedure. Okay. Cylinder head assembly and torque procedure, and it tells you which graphic to look at depending on your engine model. Okay, remember we're the 120000 series. Okay, so that'll tell us to look at, according to this, letter B. Okay, letter B looks a little different than our cylinder head, but you'll notice the bolts look the same. Okay, the metal might be a little different, but the bolt pattern is exactly the same. So according to this, bolt 1 gets tightened first, then bolt 2 on the other side, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. Okay? Now, how tight do I put these on? Where do I look for that? Way at the beginning. Okay? Find my model number, go across. I'm looking for cylinder head inch pounds, and according to the book, it says 140 inch pounds. Okay? So now I'm going to have my diagram out in front of me. I'm going to take my inch pounds torque wrench, and I'm going to take my 1/2 inch drive, or 3/8 inch drive, 1/2 inch socket, and I'm going to follow the directions. Okay, so if I turn it like this, that makes sense to me since I'm working from behind. This is number 1, and I am going to tighten that to 140 inch pounds. Okay, then number 2, according to the book, is directly across from it. So I will tighten this one to 140 inch pounds. Just got to turn this so I can see it. Okay, then number 3, it says is down here, 140 inch pounds. Then I go to number 4, right here, 140 inch pounds. Okay, then I go to number 5, directly across, 140 inch pounds. Then I go back down to the lower corner for number 6. Which is there, 140 inch pounds. Then I go to number 7, which is right in the middle next to it there. And then finish up with number 8, back at the top for 140 inch pounds. Okay? That'll ensure that the cylinder head is put on evenly and all the pressure is displaced evenly on that cylinder head and that head gasket to form a nice tight seal. Okay, I would say as far as starting problems go in our shop, low compression is probably one of the number 1 problems you'll experience. Okay, just from taking this on and off so many times, not following the proper torque sequence, or not going to exactly 140 inch pounds. Okay, so follow this step closely, follow the pattern in the book under section 6, compression systems, all right, page 3 in this case. Diagram B, based off of the cylinder head assembly and torque procedures. Okay.